All right, my name is Ben Deach, and I am here with Mr. Jeff Boski, a man who is not only looking out over the world itself, as you can see, he is looking to conquer it in terms of the world of online poker throughout the next couple of months. Jeff, this challenge that you are in is one that I think really gives you the opportunity to kind of prove yourself in the pantheon of online poker, particularly in the ACR realm. Tell us what this challenge involves and how you got involved in it.
Well, thank you for having me on, Ben. It's a pleasure. Love your work in Reno. I know you're a legend at the Pepper Mill. It's just great to be interviewed by you on this glorious day. Sitting here in Las Vegas, many miles away, but I'm sure I'll see you soon when you visit the Wynn. This challenge is extremely special to me. ACR put this similar challenge on for the Vietnam Triton event, 100K in buy-ins to 3-team pros. I emerged victorious after a month-long social media and grinding micros and heads-up competition, and I'm ready to do it again. I am going to outwork every single pro. Sleep is the only rest I get. Every waking moment, I'm growing my social media, playing online tournaments or live, or preparing for the heads-up competition. $100,000 is a lot of money. I'm not going to take this lightly. And you can follow my progress on Twitter. I have a pinned post with a video that outlines more about the contest and daily updates of my poker tracker graph and my overall profitability as I grind my ass off thousands of hands online. And I even turn on Twitch once in a while so you guys can watch it all go down.
I like what you said because it's something that I have said before in the past too, and that is, I may not be the smartest guy in the room when it comes to this, but I will work the hardest, and that is the mindset that you really have got to respect in something like this. But first of all, take me back to Vietnam. How long were you over there, and how did this come about? How did this ultimately play out, really?
Yeah, Vietnam. Did not expect to go there. I've never even been to Europe. Rarely travel, and pretty scared of flying. Oh, not scared, just like the process is very tilting to me, and I get anxiety when I just like realize I'm on a plane stuck in the middle of the air with nowhere to go. But you can't think like that. Yeah, same contest popped up out of nowhere. They said, "Hey, win some micros, do well on social media, grow your channels and stuff, and you'll have a chance to go to Vietnam and play $100,000 in tournaments in high roller events. The cheapest events like $20,000. So that's only a few events, but you got to make them count." I was able to get it done. There were some problems with an e-visa, which postponed my trip, which tilted me even more. But in the end, I got there 20, 30 hours later, 7,500 miles away from my home, and never had to take a Xanax, never completely freaked out, and made the best of it, played with a bunch of all the best players in the world, and I wasn't intimidated. Played my game and bricked all 100,000 in buy-ins.
Well, I'm looking at these numbers that came out of this, and it was Jeff Van Fleet, and it was Monica Zukowicz, if that's how she pronounces it. And it seems like the three of you really just dominated the poker. Like, it doesn't really even seem like it was all that close. But the part that I find particularly interesting is that they also gauged this off of how you did when it comes to actual social media interaction, and you had the highest score of anyone in this challenge in that department. How important is that in terms of what's going on here to really kick ass at the social media game, something that I know you've always done?
Well, each segment of the competition was weighted with points. Unfortunately, the heads-up competition was too heavily weighted for the time and effort you put into it compared to the social media and the grind and the micros. So the poker portion was micros and heads up, and social media was overall engagement across the platforms, comments, likes, shares, mentions. There's programs that gauge this. And, you know, there's a fine line. You can't buy followers. You can't buy likes. You can't use bots and stuff. It has to be organic. And I just tried to be as creative as possible and make posts that people enjoyed and found informative. And luckily, I was the top scorer on the social media segment. And I think I was third in the micros and fourth in the heads up. And that combination was enough to give me the first place, which is the same as second and third, 3 packages between me, Ape Styles, and Monica.
So you have that competition, and you are now on this quest to be one of 2 ACR team pros to win this $100,000 package. And so the way I understand this, we got high roller tournaments in May in Cyprus, of all places. So this sounds particularly intriguing, the travel included.
Yeah, one thing that really helped my anxiety is business class travel. I never really experienced the difference, but man, it's night and day compared to coach. I've flown coach my whole life, sitting 3 deep, rubbing elbows, no leg room, people leaning back into your seat, people coughing on you, people sweating and stinking, no service, 38 rows back. And let me tell you, business class, and I even got upgraded to first class for free once, night and day. The lie flat beds on 12-hour flights, which is invaluable. The premium dining, just the service of anything and everything you want. Super expensive, maybe 5x coach flight, but ACR paid for it all. And the first class accommodations really made the travel a lot less stressful, for sure.
So when you're looking at what's going to happen in May, what do you intend to do for preparation wise?
Just put in the work, just every day, just the hours with the online tournaments, the live tournaments, the social media, and the heads up. Those are the 4 components. Two different judgments on the social media, growth and percentage growth, overall interaction, quality of posts, top 5 posts. I put out a pretty moving post yesterday on Twitter about alcoholism and my battle with addiction, and just everything I've been through. And I've been sober for 3 years as of yesterday. And I just wanted to spread the word as to, if I can quit, you can. And alcohol is a big problem, and it really destroys a lot of families and relationships. And if it can be avoided or solved, I think it's a net positive for everybody.
And this challenge, really, this is quite a quest in terms of your poker career, and unlike anything else that you've been involved with. How do you intend to showcase this via vlogs to your followers on YouTube, which obviously is going to be where the vast majority of poker fans know you from?
Yeah, luckily on the last, the Triton, the Vietnam adventure that I was just on, the ACR paid for a 3-person camera crew to actually shoot a documentary for the experience for America's Card Room, which they're currently editing. It's going to be a long process, unfortunately. So I do have 4 vlogs lined up for the 4 tournaments that I played when I was in Vietnam, but I can't release them until ACR puts out their documentary. But then the good part is they're going to help me with the editing, and I'm going to have access to all of the professional footage that they shot following us around at the resort and in the high roller tournaments, and live action shots, big bubble moments that I was involved in, and all in situations. And I might have even hit a final table. So stay tuned for those vlogs. They should be very exciting. I can't wait to see them come out in the next few months. But I'm going to do the same for this. After I win this Cyprus package, I'm going to do the same thing. And of course, vlog the experience and be able to share it with all the viewers.
By the way, Cyprus home to someone that, if you're an NFL history fan, you'll appreciate: one Garo Upremium, the man who famously had his kick blocked in Super Bowl VII, Dolphins, Redskins, and had to try and throw a pass after his field goal attempt was blocked, but failed to realize that he had the ball in the wrong hand. And he threw a pick 6 in one of the funniest moments in NFL history. I always think of that when I think of the country of Cyprus. But here's the question I want to ask. With regards to this grind that you were in Vietnam over about the course of a month, I want to know something that you really picked up on, because generally speaking, poker is always a learning experience. Give me a concept that really kind of stood out to you in terms of something you learned, something that you feel that you really have to work on as a result of that grind?
Just balance. Balance in life is super important. I mean, like I said, I'd wake up at 8, start working at 9, and just grind micros and grind social media till midnight. So 15 hours. Midnight comes around, I go walk the dogs, wind down, go to sleep at 1, and start it all over again. What it taught me was just how to push my limits. But there is definitely a point of attrition where your quality is going to go down if you don't get enough sleep or you're just overworked. So I did take a few days off or not days off, a few hours off just to get a massage, just to let my body rest and relax and just enjoy life instead of just being on the grind, just completely dedicated to a goal, which I just had nightmares of waking up and getting like 4th place because I didn't try hard enough on day number 32 or something. And that just motivated me to give it my all. And luckily I came away in 1st place, so it didn't really matter in the end, but better to sprint through the finish line than jog.
I've always known you as a sprinter, Jeff Boski. Any final thoughts as you get set to make this run at Cypress in May?
I just appreciate all the audience that, we've accumulated through our exposure on YouTube and social media platforms. Seems like you got a crew rooting for you. Of course, there's always gonna be 1% haters, but we don't pay attention to those. They're just mad because we're successful and doing great things out there and providing great content, and we're going to continue to do that and make a difference in this world because you only get one shot. And I'd rather be on my deathbed thinking about how I failed and went for it than how I didn't try and I'll never find out.
Well, you're certainly going to get the chance to find out coming up here in a couple of months. Best of luck on that journey, sir.
Thank you, Ben. It's great to have Thank you for having me on this exclusive interview. If you guys like poker vlogs, especially cash game poker vlogs in the Reno area, specifically the Peppermill, check out Ben Deach on YouTube, one of my favorite OG poker vloggers out there. Show him some love. Live and learn vicariously through Ben Deach. In the news business in Reno, too. He balances both. You can, too.
Well said, sir.
Thank you, Ben. Have a great day. Recording.